In this video, we are going to talk about how you can know if your rental property is a good investment or not. Hi, my name is Shyam Ganesh and I'm with Grow Your Wealth Financial Planning. We work with a lot of real estate investors who are always wanting the answer to the question of whether their investment property is a profitable one or not. What is a good investment return on a rental property? Well, first of all, there are two aspects to the return on a rental property. The first is if you are collecting rent, then you have income on an ongoing basis. So every year you are making, you're making money. Now remember, that is your rent minus all of your expenses, and one of those expenses is the tax that you have to pay every year on that rental income. So let's say you're making a positive cash flow, so you have money left over after you pay your taxes. Well, that now constitutes a return. There's also a return that is being accumulated if you have a mortgage and you are paying down that mortgage. Then you have that additional component as well that forms a part of your return. So you've got your positive cash flow, you've got the equity that you're building in your house, and third, you've got the appreciation in the home value. So when you buy a piece of real estate, you are likely doing it with the expectation that that value of that house is going to keep going up, right? So every year that goes up. Now that is not a return that you physically in your bank account will see until you actually sell the property. So you've got those three types of returns, and so there you can put those three numbers together to figure out what your total percentage return is. Now, what is a good return on real estate? Well, because you're normally taking a fair amount of risk, so you've put this huge down payment, so you put cash savings down, you've gone to a bank and gotten a loan, you've signed off on that loan, and you're taking on responsibility obviously to pay that if you don't have a tenant, pay that out of pocket, and you're also taking the responsibility of any maintenance costs. So any unexpected maintenance costs are all on you. You can have some good home insurance in place, but there are lots of times when you just need to have cash on hand, and so that is a risk as well. So if you think about from a risk versus reward perspective, there is a lot of money to be made in real estate, but what is the minimum that you should be making in order to make it worth your while? So I would say the answer to that question is at minimum 8 to 10%. Usually you want to see a double-digit return when you add up all of those three components. You want to see over 10%. If you can see 15, 20, now you know those are really good deals. If you can see more, even better. But I would stay away from a deal where you cannot generate at least 8 or 10% of a return. Ideally, just in the form of cash flow and equity that is being built. So that is a good return. The additional criteria that I would add is you want to structure it so that you are not having to pay money out of pocket every month to cover bills. That is, your rental income is covering all of your expenses, and you also don't want to be covering the taxes at the end of the year. So if your rent is just enough to cover all of the outgoing expenses, but now you've got an extra tax bill at the end of each year, and you're having to cover that out of pocket, then again, that's not a optimal scenario. So there you have it. That is how you know if your real estate is a good investment or not. If you need any help at all finding those numbers, calculating those numbers on an existing property, or if you are evaluating a deal, please feel free to reach out to me and my team. We love helping real estate investors. And to do that, simply fill out the questionnaire below. We have lots of free resources as well that you will receive, and it will qualify you to have a conversation with us where we can help you walk through and analyze your real estate investments. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask them below. Any other questions about real estate, we're happy to answer. And if not, we look forward to seeing you on the next video. Please do take a moment to share this with with your friends on social media, to like and subscribe, and stay connected with us. Really excited to see you again.